That is a benefit for sure.
Has anybody made... I suppose they have, it's just not cool enough. I was going to say an all-weather bike. But they're like the enclosed pods. And even then, you'd have to deal with traction issues.
Yeah, I think it would just be too dangerous in general.
Oops, I'm sorry about that, Johan. Should I put that back?
Yeah, I saw he just triggered it.
Oh my gosh, I feel bad.
It's okay.
I figure you can turn it off though. I feel those dogs are going to get murdered a lot. I wonder if I could run past them to the door.
We'll run past the door for sure.
Okay. Trying to remember. I had equipped some different armor for fast roll here. And I think fire resistance. And I was also learning more of the boss tells, especially with the stupid laser beam eyes.
Don't be in front of them.
Let me adjust my audio balance a bit. There we go. He has cool music though. That's worth something. Ow. So, he did a giant attack in the sky that was dead.
You don't want to be below him. Is he breathing fire?
Yeah, he was breathing fire straight down. Does that just do a big circle AoE on the ground?
Yeah, as soon as he gets up in the air, you need to get out of dodge.
I guess that's fair enough. This isn't that bad a run back. It's not the best, not the worst.
Yeah.
I still think the, shoot, I can never remember the name of it. I want to call it the cave troll, but I think it's the Taurus demon.
Yeah, the first boss outside of the tutorial.
That run back was one of the worst.
Lots of enemies. Well, before you realize that you can get good at dodging enemies.
And even dodging them, though, there are a few points where you like have to ram into them and then jank around them. Bye-bye, puppy. Since dogs can't climb ladders, presumably, if I go down a ladder and they followed me, would they just like fall to their deaths?
I don't think they... Well, they might fall down. I'm not sure if they even bother falling.
I remember a lot of guys in Blight Towns seemed to fall to their deaths frequently. That was exciting. Ow. That was less than exciting. Being in front of him is bad. Or her. Okay. Yeah, I guess I thought the dogs would be faster. I didn't realize I could pretty much outrun them. That's exciting.
As long as you're using your stamina smartly, which is not too
Right.
bad.
And then I'm invulnerable while going through the fog door. Yay. Do. Get the tail. No. Ah, I was so excited for the chance to maybe cut off the tail.
You definitely have the damage against him. It'd be okay.
Yeah. That hasn't been a problem of mine for a while now. Oh. The swirly all-around attacks I am not a fan of. It is clever, though. I guess that's one thing I would say about Dark Souls. In general, the bosses don't seem stupid. Like, if they have weaknesses, it's as a result of who they are. Like, the larger ones just can't move
Very
that
rare
fast.
you
But it's
Right.
not like, oh, this...
You can't really exploit bad
Right.
AI.
Well, and it's not like, oh, why doesn't that boss just do this? If they could beat me so easily. And it's like, yeah, not really. Especially with the variety of movesets, that's something I guess maybe I just haven't encountered in many other games. Like having more than 5 moves on a boss seems like a lot. I guess like some WoW bosses might get up to 9 or 10, but... it makes them seem much more active and intelligent. Just because there's... it's harder to see the AI the more variety there is. You can still establish patterns, but not as easily or as well. Hi there. How are you? Is there any way to speed up my drinking animation? Damn. That's what I really need. Okay.
I wouldn't drink as the first thing you do when you get it from an attack. I would try to dodge the next attack
Right.
and then heal after that. But also, you probably want to get good at not getting hit by the thing where he flies up in the air and breathes.
Right.
There's a new NPC that's in the area where you fought Artorias that you ran past.
I saw them,
50
yeah.
times. Okay.
Should I
We're
talk?
talking
Okay. The soul of Artorias or something? I guess we'll see.
No.
Artorias' dad. I don't think it's worth using inner power here. That I guess might be the only spell worth it, since in general it's resistant to fire. Ah, shit. Oop. I dodged one of the overhead attacks. So exciting.
Nicely done.
How much will I hate myself if I don't get the tail?
Not a lot.
No! Huh. Okay, one of his attacks... Do some of the fire attacks maybe drop off according to how much distance away you are from them?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Crap.
If you're right in his face, it's not so bad. Or it's much worse if you're right in his face.
I got him to like 60%, and then I had a dodge that completely flubbed.
That was a really good attempt.
Better than the first, like, 3 times. Okay. These runbacks are going to kill me just for having to hold B down for so long now. My poor thumb. Why can't they make sprint just toggleable? You didn't happen to see how many flasks I had left last fight, did you? I don't think I'm using them at... I mean, my rate is high, but it might not be untenable.
You're doing fine on flasks remaining. That's not the problem.
The problem is getting killed before I can use one.
Yeah, right.
Are there people who do no flasks playthroughs?
There's people who do no hit rounds.
That's crazy. Do you just yeah, I guess you just restart if you get hit?
Pretty much, yeah.
He turns so fast, it's hard to ever get a grip on his tail. Oh. I don't even know why I try and use iframes. I'm never able to get the timing right. That was one thing I really did like about... You've played Jotun, right? Or not yet? Okay.
No.
Well, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's just gameplay, but because of the way attacks hit the ground, it's easier to time not being in that place. Although it doesn't have iframes, so maybe that's just me projecting onto it, because the only way to dodge attacks is to physically move. So that was probably a false comparison on my part.
I think iframes work. You just have to have played the game using them long enough to have the intuition for them. Like, my intuition was so good in this game for iframes after playing through it that Dark Souls 2 threw me off really bad, but the instant I had the same iframes in Dark Souls 2 as I had in Dark Souls 1 from leveling up the stat that governs it, I went from dying, 15, 20 times a fight to 2 or 3 times a fight. It's just something you have to get an intuition
The
for.
thing that I don't understand, I have a vague understanding of when the iframes happen, but I'm never able to figure out when the damage that the boss does happens. Because it seems like even if I'm rolling as the boss's head or tail or something passes over me, I still take damage because somehow I didn't align the two things right. And I'm guessing that's just experience, but it's tricksy.
Okay, I guess that's something you learn per attack. It's generally... The hitboxes are pretty well done.
Yeah.
It's for as long as it's interacting or intersecting with you. There's a couple attacks that iframes aren't relevant on because it's intersecting with you longer than an iframe could possibly interact with. Like his fire attack, if you're not physically out of the way when he's up in the air downward, you're not going to roll and save yourself. But like that head swing, like as his head touches your body and as it travels through your body.
Okay.
That's when you end up rolling, and not earlier or later. Better flask there. This is a cool fight.
It is. It's a very cool fight.
You can keep to his left. That's where his attacks are less likely to get you.
Keep to his left. Good to know. I will try and do that. His left, not my left?
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Okay.
Your left, his right leg, right
Okay.
front leg. It's a good place to hang out if you're going to be attacking.
Yeah, I think you missed this last time, Nodovan, but this is one of the only actual dragons in the game. And apparently it's super intelligent because of that. And it'll fuck you up real bad. But it is a very cool design, if very terrifying and a pain in the ass. As I guess an elder dragon should rightfully be. What's the law of inverse ninjas?
When there's a single ninja, it's a badass, and you should be afraid. If there's a giant group of ninjas, then they're cannon fodder.
Oh, I've never heard of that, but that's really useful. Yes, it's pretty much like that. There's only one dragon, but it's one of, what did you say, like the Elder dragons? The ancient ones?
Yeah. From the primeval dragons, before there was fire. Yeah, that's it. Conservation of ninjutsu.
Man, sometime I want to play more Legend of the Five Rings. It's a tabletop RPG with like fake Japan, and they've got some really interesting stuff with ninjutsu, because you can use it, but it's highly, highly dishonorable. That makes sense, Nodovan. Okay, so I figured out my biggest problem with the overhead attack. It's that as soon as I see him fly up, I need to drop lock on so I can run away.
Yeah, run away or just roll straight backwards, like spam roll.
Okay,
Isn't
I was
that
wondering
bad.
if that would work. I can do that.
I think what you've done each time is you keep rolling like
Sideways or something,
perpendicular
yeah.
to him.
And
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
that's what happens when you're in lockdown. Once you learn his moveset, there's really only two moves that should freak you out. That could catch you would be the one where he like swipes his head at you from really far away. It has deceptively long
Yep.
range, and then he does another one where he does like he spins his whole body and jumps away from you.
The spinning the
That one
whole
comes out
body
really
can be
fast.
really bad since I tend to stick close to him.
Mhm. As long as you're close to full health, neither of those attacks should one-shot you.
Right.
So as long as you can recover in both situations, you should be okay. But
Sweet.
I feel like the Calamity Eye, the one where he gives the debuff on you, that should be a gimme. The one where he flies up in the air should be
Yep.
a gimme. Calamity Eye is a really great opportunity to DPS him or try to cut off his tail if you don't get hit by it, because he is in that animation for a solid like 4 or 5 seconds.
Thank you, I think.
So it'd be cool if you like go back and I know you already started with the second playthrough, but like running back through the first area and fighting the tourist team, all the enemies feel so slow. You know, they aren't really that
Oh, they
slow.
do.
It's just-
So I haven't played the second playthrough for a while. One of the problems is I haven't played it, and there's no, that I know of, easy way to track in game what bosses are dead. So every time I go to it, I have to wander around like, oh, I already beat that boss, and that boss, and that boss.
You might just be faster if you just restarted it right now. You can get through this game extremely
Yeah.
quickly. Once you kind of know your way around, like, fighting.
No!
Mans and
I
Kyle-
totally got out of that. Bullshit.
You rolled to the side and you rolled into it.
Oh, really? So I thought once he started
Yeah.
the lasers that it was like targeted. I didn't realize you could get
He
trapped
has
in a tractor beam or whatever.
Yeah, he has like a rectangle on the ground when he starts the animation. If you're standing in that rectangle, it'll affect you. So you want to keep moving back.
Oh,
That would have gone really well, I think, if it wasn't for that.
yeah. Sorry, I was busy. Imagine he what?
When he does the Eye of
Mhm.
Calamity, imagine he has a rectangle on the ground in front of him. And if you step
Oh,
into
okay.
it will trigger the attack. So you can fight him, but you got to get
Right,
behind him
right.
to his side.
And it's close enough that you can't try and get inside its minimum range.
It's probably true, yeah.
Okay.
Playing that at band practice last night.
The Star Wars bar theme? Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Someday. Someday, Dragon.
Go get him.
Hey, Serp, how's it going? Lots of fire. Fire is up. Oh, but he has a second phase too, doesn't he?
No, you've seen all of his
Okay.
movies.
Yay. For small blessings.
The new OBS version added VST support, which is what I use in Reaper to modify my microphone. So if you need to have the AC or the heat running, you might be able to do that natively in
Oh, that would be so much nicer.
OBS.
Like, I remember getting Reaper running, and I could probably set it up again, but I think I had it just way too aggressive.
Using too many resources.
No, that wasn't so much it. It was that I sounded super robotic, because to make my sound profile, I turned on the AC, and the intake for the AC is about 6 feet from me. And I also had my computer on like full 100% fans, which also almost never happens. And so it was just modifying it so much that I sounded like this. Why would not playing Darkest Dungeon help? I don't understand, sir. Darkest Dungeon are important. Dodge. How many different fire attacks does he have? I feel it's... What was that?
He flies up and breathes down. He breathes in a line straight forward. He breathes in an arc in front of him. He gets up on his hind legs and breathes down in front of him. So 4.
Why is Twitch a butt? I was actually wondering if you were hinting that, Serp, because that seemed like it, but yeah. Twitch apparently won't let me update stream info.
That's weird. It just went through, it looks like. I see it.
Okay, cool.
You left your dashboard up too long, it eventually times out without telling you.
I see.
You have to. I always have to refresh it before.
That's
it'll work.
annoying. Nobody ever said Twitch was coded well. Just that they were there
Open the
first.
corpse of Justin. Yeah. Exactly.
I wonder how inevitable that is. Because especially when you've got something new like that, like you can have a Friendster or MySpace before Facebook comes around and owns it forever. And so I wonder if Twitch has already reached that point of owning it forever, or if they could still be toppled. I mean, obviously Facebook and YouTube are trying to, but iffy on that. Did you ever have any success with Facebook, like any interaction or viewers?
No, I paid to boost the posts, and it said that I got a bunch of impressions, but nobody ever came in and said, "Hey, I'm on Facebook." So,
were there any like comments on the streams? I'm not even sure how their chat works. It's just like a long post, right?
it's like
Okay.
comments, and 0.
Yep.
No page likes.
Feels like they're aiming in general a lot more for either, and maybe this is just what I see, which is like friend in their car, their backyard saying something, or NPR streaming a bunch of their shows and whatnot, press conferences and the
it's
like.
not really meant for. Well, they're like explicitly trying to compete with Twitch. They're just doing a really bad
Okay,
job.
yeah, like
None of their services make sense with Twitch. It doesn't remember your tags, so like every time I do a game, I have to enter 7 or 8 different tags just to say what game I'm playing. I have to re-enter my stream key
Every time?
Every single time it generates a new stream key. So if I go live on Twitch and I don't have quality options and I have to link to stream, I can't stream to Facebook that day unless if I redo everything and setting up my stream on Facebook.
I don't think it's worth trying to switch to a faster weapon. There's nothing that's going to hit as hard as Ivan. I already equipped fire resist gear. Aside from equipping get good gear.
Yeah, I don't think gear's gonna change this fight.
It did the last one. It did the last one a lot.
It's true.
But yeah, I think you're right.
You did come in Havels in this one, and I don't think
No.
you tried.
I could. I'm really not sure. It would help as much as the last one. So, Dark Souls 2 didn't have the same director, right? Did it have the same team? Because you said that a lot of these DLC fights are closer to something like... Oh no, you said they're closer to Bloodborne, right? Not necessarily Dark Souls 2? Okay.
That's right. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is going to be different. There's a big group at From Software, and some of them worked on Dark Souls 2, and some of them worked on Bloodborne. There's crossover between them.
Gosh. It seems like once I get knocked down, I might as well just quit. Because he attacks so fast that if I get flattened, I'm just gone. Oh, that's interesting. What is it, Nadavan? I like Hearthstone. It hasn't been high enough on my list for me to play. Because it feels like if you dip in every so often, you're just going to be terrible all the time. And if you don't play it on like at least a weekly basis, you just get so behind the meta. Have you played Hearthstone, Marsted? Okay.
Yeah. Hearthstone.
Right, I remember us talking about that. Ooh. I always liked Ingro Crater a lot. With the terrifying dinosaurs. Ninja T-Rex.
And all the Nintendo shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't get any of that when I was playing through it, but I'm glad they made an homage. I played Mario, just like nothing else. There we go.
It would be cool to see the Link to the Past blind. It's a really solid game. It's one of the most well-aged games ever.
One of the what?
One of the games that has aged the most well.
That's fascinating. An unusual but important category.
There's a lot of games that are important but have not aged well. Link to the Past is important, has aged well, and is still really good.
So the death that's about to come up, like, I don't understand why iframes didn't save me there, because when his tail passed through me, I seemed to be fully in the air.
Dodged early in that attack. That's that sort of Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3 attack where he looks like he's gonna spin about a half second before he actually does. So if you go to see him do that tail spin, maybe breathe a second before you dodge.
Nice, not event. I can understand where that would be exciting. I'm glad that they don't have magic numbers anymore. I think you began your journey maybe after the route plotter changed, but it used to be that when you were in the core, you needed to do a fair amount of math related to the jump distance of your ship and stuff, just to get any sort of route that would plot. Otherwise, the simulation would like hang and try and compute 10 billion different routes and would never give you an answer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was using a suboptimal algorithm to attempt to find a perfect route. And so this is especially bad for racers because the buckyball race, the Sagittarius A buckyball race is a long-standing one from Seoul to the center of the galaxy. And when it started, it was like 12 hours. And people would be plotting for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And a whole segment of the race was like pre-planning your route to minimize plotting times. Which, having played Elite, you know about how long plotting should take.
That sounds like
about 2 seconds. But yes, that is very Elite dangerous.
The most Elite dangerous sentences ever.
Ow.
Excited about that I converted I found out that the bot that I use, Speakbot, for like recording votes, it's only ever let me record to a text file, and I just realized that I can also make it save as a CSV file. Which is a lot easier.
Oh, that's cool. Are you using that for votes and stuff? Nice.
So instead of having to search through a 400,000 line text file, it's a spreadsheet.
Exciting. No. He did his stupid Eye of Calamity attack, and I only managed to get like 1 hit off. Because everything is terrible.
Like, maybe you should drop
Lock. I did.
Lock when that happens, because you rolled like 4 times to Calamity and probably once in a row. Excuse me.
Ow. No. I want to cut off your tail, not get hit by it.
What's up, Chaos? Yeah, this guy was fun in SL1.
I can't even imagine.
I think he's considered the hardest in SL1, but I had no trouble with Yanis.
Ah, damn. Again, I thought I had that attack, the spinny one, but I did not.
Watch it here. I think you dodged too early.
Well, at least I consistently go one direction, I guess.
I really good so far. Knock on wood. What's up, guys? It sucks. You're good at dodging the one where he flies across the map, but then he just stops on you.
Yeah.
When he lands.
No!
That have been good with the heart rate monitor.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Kaz. How's it going?
Yeah, you can beat him now, though.
Yeah, not getting fucked by the giant spiky lizard. I'll just find a weak spot on its belly and use an archer from Lake Town, Nodovan. It'll work great.
Yeah. Bard.
Community letter packet. What's a community letter packet? I do think I still had like 4 flasks left though, so I'm not doing terribly on those. Yeah, I looked into whether or not I could use the Fitbit as a heart rate monitor. It looks like it might be possible, but I would have to hook up a Bluetooth dongle to my computer. Which I think I have somewhere, but like, have to go digging for. Oh dang, congrats Kaz, that sounds like a royal pain to assemble. Oh. More degenating. So did you beat this guy on your first playthrough with like this, not the scimitar, but the katana? Hey Goomba, how's it going? That's good to hear. He's been a pain so far. No! Oh, sweet. I did get under him. I only got 1 attack off though. No worries.
Yes, I do with my katana. I think I one-shot him actually, but I remember people in chat being like, "Oh, you were overgeared," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, those people can shut up. Also, how can you be overgeared for what's like the last boss in the game? I mean, I know he's not the final boss, but he's the last of the DLC, which presumably came out after.
I probably had about twice as much health as you do right now.
I guess that'll help somewhat.
And gave me a lot of room to screw up.
Ow.
I one-shot him in playthrough, it was like 6 attempts in this one. But I think that his particular moveset really jives with my playstyle. He's really rough for shield users because you can't shield his attacks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Ow. What was that stomp his leg thing? That's bullshit. Okay, that's a new one to learn.
When he does the arc breath, where he like moves to your right and then breathes to the left, that's a great chance to get a couple hits in. Because if you're just standing at his right leg, so on your left of his body, his breath will never hit you.
Okay.
Also good.
Fuck. Hey, Sarnis, how's it going? Hey, Six Gun. Oh, Six Gun's already been here. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. Whoa.
What the hell's happening?
My UI disappeared.
The screen just flickering.
Yeah,
fast.
you'll see the UI disappear in a minute. Okay, well, I'm gonna reboot Dark Souls. Thankfully, it saves all the time. Yay!
You'd be like, hey, the game looks better with no UI.
It does. I'll be honest. I really wish, and I should have looked for this earlier. Maybe the later games have it, but I really like screenshots in this game. They make beautiful landscapes, and I wish there was a way to either go to first-person view and or hide the HUD.
You have some ability with that in Dark Souls too, but
You can do it, Sarnis. 2 more hours. I have confidence.
oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I can imagine this being really bad at SL1. The Dark Souls no UI run. I'm trying to think about that. That would be really interesting. How would you level up? Could you level up?
Maybe not.
It would be like the Invisigun Heroes game. Like you have to think about where your cursor is all the time, and if you lose it, like go back all the way to escape, like just escape all the way out. It sounds like a terrible game. Maybe terrible too.
I bet you could. I bet you could just memorize like the order of things. I'm guessing that speedrunners already do
Oh, you
that.
totally could. Like I've done that for most of the Elite Dangerous menus. I don't even look at them anymore. I just know where to flick the cursor.
You don't even see the code. You just see laundry.
Yep. Yep. But you wouldn't be able to compare stats or anything. You'd have to either calculate them out or memorize them. Equipping weapons and armor wouldn't be that hard, because you can just see them on you and tell roughly what they are.
Doing stuff like making sure you have the right consumable items equipped would be a pain in the ass.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if that would be doable, because you couldn't see what consumables you'd picked up, so you can't go like by a numbered list like you could with the stats, or by looking at them like the weapons. I guess you could equip them and then test it to see if it's the right one. How low did I get on that last run? That was like 50%, right?
Yeah, I mean, your best attempt you had into within 3 sword swings, so. Yeah.
As long as I can keep some semblance of consistency. That's... have you played Titan Souls at all?
Yeah, I'm on the last one.
I think that's interesting, the difference between this and Dark Souls, because they're both brutal game. Sorry, I got like one shot, and then I pressed X to like use my flask, and it had the orange guidance soapstone, and I just kind of face palmed for a minute, and then cried inside.
Nice.
They're similar sort of difficult games, but a lot of Dark Souls bosses rely on you learning their attacks and their consistency, whereas Titan Souls can just be about kind of getting lucky once. Like, you just have to get that one arrow in the right place. You don't have to do it 20 times.
Yeah, it's true. I like that about Titan Souls, that you only have to land it once. I don't know, though. I like that game. I don't know how I would change it.
Oh, I don't think it should be changed. I think they're just different types of game.
Yeah. Well, it's a much more like a deconstruction of this sort of challenge.
Definitely. Like, there's no...
You focus on solving it rather than...
There's no cannon fodder either. There's no consumables or leveling or anything. It's just, here's you, go kill bosses. It's like, it actually reminds me of a game I haven't played at all, but it seems Shadow of the Colossus-y with the bosses only focus.
It's much more Shadow of the Colossus inspired than Dark Souls inspired. Yes. Everything about that game is very Shadow of the Colossus-y.
Okay. That's good to know.
Shadow of the Colossus is a lot less twitchy. There's no such thing as, like, lucking out in that game.
I see. Titan Souls definitely has the lucking out.
Yeah. Well, I felt robbed on a few boss fights when I just happened to shoot the arrow in the right direction and win without getting destroyed.
And you didn't really know, yeah. Can you go redo bosses? I haven't looked at the game closely enough to know about that.
There's probably an after you beat it challenge mode, I would guess. That's how Shadow of the Colossus works.
Oh my gosh. My roll spam was not strong enough to defeat the stupid overhead attack. Should have flashed earlier. That looked like an interesting description. It was the Black Phantom Crystal. Something to do with severing relations.
Yeah, it's it ends online play if it's currently active.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So you disconnect basically and kick out anybody that's in the game.
Anybody helpful or harmful, or doesn't matter?
It's just anyone that's currently
That's fascinating.
That's the plan, Goomba.
That's exciting, Nodovan. I have Total Warhammer. I got it in the Humble Bundle like a month ago. So if you want to play that sometime, I'd definitely be up for that. Oh, that's exciting. I like freebies. Oh, multiplayer campaign sounds cool. How slow is the game? Are the battles relatively fast, like 10 to 15 minutes, like Rome Total War? So one thing that strikes me as interesting, the idea of doing like another SL1 playthrough, is there much variety in the SL1 playthroughs? Because one of the things that seems fun about the Dark Souls games to me is there's a decent variety of different builds. And I would think if you do SL1, you don't get to explore those very much.
Significantly more in every game except for Dark Souls. There's you have 4 ring slots in Dark Souls 3, and there are tons of rings that increase the main stats like strength and dexterity. So if you look at the list of viable Dark Souls 1 weapons, there's like 3.
Okay.
If you look at Dark Souls 3, there's like...
Oh, wow. That explains why you would want to replay it.
A big chunk of the reason I wanted to do it SL1 is that having those restrictions when it forces you to use between 3 items, those are definitely 3 items that I never would have used otherwise, right? I don't like clubs. I don't like pyromancy. I like katanas. And tankiness.
You don't like tankiness, or you do?
I like tankiness and katanas.
Tankiness and katanas aren't things that often go together. They can in Dark Souls, which is cool. But... what is I Am Setsuna? I've heard about that game, and I think it's come out for the PC, right?
Yeah, it's the team that... well, it's meant to be like Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
I don't know if...
I don't know Chrono Trigger. No! Got caught in the eye.
Best, Japanese RPG or remake.
Okay. Neat.
Did a bunch of things in like 1996 that every game should be doing.
And doesn't.
And isn't for some reason.
Ow.
So reasonable length. It's got really well designed side quests that don't feel
Fuck
grindy.
me. That's nice.
I was about to say that Calamity debuff is a death sentence, but you survived until it ran out.
No. Yeah. Was the debuff still on me?
No, it's a little eyeballed.
Okay. Ice rapier sounds like a fun weapon. Let's say hi to somebody.
Is that not the soul of the man who fell on this spot? He was a dear friend. I wish to pay proper respect with that soul. Would you be willing to part with it?
She's asking for the soul of Artorias.
Depends on if you want his weapon or not.
He's got a weapon? What is it?
Yep. Use that boss soul to craft it. His sword.
One sec, I'm gonna let a cat in. Pro tip, cats don't like snow. Oh. I feel that I should, because it's the right thing to do. But she doesn't seem to be...
What?
Fuck.
Does Katya do the right thing to do?
Katya does what she thinks is the right thing all the time. Yeah, Kitty is not happy about the snow and rain and wet. She also got stuck outside when I took Tiny Dragon up to visit Marstead this morning, so she's been outside for like 4 hours. Is it a fire weapon?
No.
No.
Yes, of course. I must not be presumptuous. Artorias would not have approved.
Tiny...
She is the 4th Knight of Gwyn. Met all of them now.
Now I let the blacksmith one live. Have I killed any of the others?
Killed Ornstein. That was Ornstein and
Oh.
Snow. The tall
What
guy.
is it? Have you
You have to kill him though; it's not optional.
And you have
Hawkeye Goff, the guy who shot Calamite for you,
He
he's
was
still
cool.
alive. Artorias is dead,
Right.
but he was dead before the story started. He just went back in time and killed
Okay.
him. And she's Sierra and the Hornet.
Tiny Dragon actually likes snow a lot. He was making snowballs at the playground today. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's just that no Southern Californians like snow in Ottavan.
Yeah, not even your snow's the best.
It's so sad. We get significantly less down here in Santa Fe.
Los Alamos is nice compared to like Columbus or the Northeast because it lands and then it melts, so it doesn't really hold up traffic
Nice.
too bad. Oh Jesus, God, not even kill me now if that's true.
Ah, the hellhole.
Excise me from this reality. The armpit of America.
I
No
miss the
offense, I'm
smog
sure.
and the traffic. The lack of any open green space. The overpopulation. The drought.
Truly paradise.
The vast, sprawling suburban hellscape that covers the entire state.
Yeah, it depends on what snow means for you. If it has a significantly negative impact on your commute, which it can in certain parts of the country.
Oh gosh, I didn't think I was one-shottable. L
How much is your rent out of that?
LA is a hellhole that is spreading across all of Southern California and is pretty close to winning.
It's the Futurama episode where they think they woke up like 1,000 years in the future in a post-apocalyptic dystopia, and it's just LA.
I forgot about that. That's good.
Children are running around everywhere, controlling society. Yeah, you're in LA. No one reads. You just won't stop with the social commentary.
I don't know, the populated area of Southern California is very large, and the unpopulated areas are generally mountains or desert.
It's not much better than North California.
At least it's green there. And I think the population is much more concentrated near the coast in Northern California, isn't it? Or into the few cities, I guess, depending upon whether you count San Francisco as northern or not.
California is fucking huge. I didn't appreciate this until I lived there. Like, we had friends come out and just to like Palo Alto, which is about an hour south of San Francisco, and their friends were mad at them because like, why didn't you go visit your sister? She lives in San Diego. It's like, dude, that's like 7 hours
Yeah.
away. California is very large.
That's-
You visited Ohio and you didn't go see your sister in New York City?
And I can
I don't know,
appreciate.
Soreness.
Yeah, the nothingness of Maine I can see being a downside.
I would take nothing.
What if nothing means crappy internet?
Nothing with the stipulation. that-
So, Finland.
yes, exactly.
Oh gosh, no, 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 no. Oh, why? Why? Come on. Okay. No. Son of a... Wonder how many deaths I'm up to today.
Okay, decent number of attempts. You had one where you had him to like 10% of his
Yeah.
health left. It can happen. But I think that since that's happened, you've gotten more reckless.
That tends to happen. Polar bears hate fire a lot. $651, so 21 today.
Should probably get ready for stream after your next
Okay,
attempt.
cool.
Excuse me.
What time is it? Okay. Yeah, this will be my last one. I thought I would be able to beat him today. That was so close that one time.
Still happen. This could be the
It
attempt.
could. It could.
Are you one-handed?
I was. I am now two-handing.
Okay.
I'm not. The one-handing happens whenever I alt-tab. Because
Okay.
PC.
Making sure that
No.
wasn't like.
No.
attempts.
I've had to change it every so often. But I'm reasonably sure I've been two-handing. Is it worth using this? No. Strong attack on this weapon. It's so slow.
What is it?
It's the really long wind-up. Like, it leaves the sword low and then sweeps upward with it. It's like the
Yeah.
Onion Knight, you know, all the times you fought him.
Yeah. I watched you fight him quite a
That's
bit.
true.
Best character in the game. No reason.
For some reason,
Such
Soreness, that
badass.
reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever played it, but there was some good DLC for Fallout 3. It was based on the Maryland coast, but just like in the coastal swamps with like your tiny little local radio station and barely any people. Well, that wasn't it.
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I should be good for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning
Cool.
is
I'll be babysitting, but I can hang out.
Sweet.
For this chat.
well, and if I'm just beating my head on this guy, it shouldn't require a whole bunch of guidance. Just die less and fire. Hit dragon more. Get hit less. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out, Darkstar, Sornus, Chaos, Serp, Goomba, Spiky, and Nadavan. I will hopefully beat this guy next time. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, not tonight. And I will talk to you guys later. See y'all.